Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Rebecca Dunagan. I'm the senior pastor of First United Methodist Church, Palisade, and Redlands United Methodist Churches. And today I am physically present in Palisade and Redlands, and I'm joining you all at First over video. Reverend Paul, our associate pastor, is vacationing with his family in Disney this week, and so I am serving all three churches this morning. It was particularly important for me today to have us all hear the same message at exactly the same time. This is our first week in this new appointment where Reverend Paul and I will be pastoring all three churches together. And I thought it was important that we start off this new partnership, this new faith community, by all hearing the same message. So, to honor my Catholic roots this morning, I'm going to start today's message off with a bit of a confession. I love New Year's sermons. I think it's partly because of the coaching work that I do and my slight obsession with what a friend of mine calls my make me better culture. I love the idea of moving into a new year with intention and focus. And over the years, I've done so many fun New Year's sermons. One year, I had everyone in the congregation choose a rock, and it had a word written on it. And I put my rock on the windowsill above my kitchen sink, and I thought about my word of intention or my word of the year every day. I can't remember what that word was anymore, but it was really powerful at the time. New Year's are filled with possibility, which is actually my word for this year, possibility. Another year, I did a sermon that was a guided meditation. The first half focused on the previous year, and we wrote down the highs and the lows. And then we used this dissolving paper to kind of wipe away the past year's regrets. And then we wrote down what we hoped for in the year to come and turned those hopes into a piece of art that we carried into the next sermon series with us. Again, I love New Year's sermons. They are filled with possibility. But this year, standing at the intersection of New Year's and Epiphany, I find myself in a different space, wanting to slow that instinct down just a little bit. Not to abandon it entirely, but to deepen it. Epiphany is all about light. The star in the sky that lead the Magi, the light of the world revealed in Jesus, the unveiling of divine love that comes to dwell with us. This is the kind of Sunday where we're tempted to lean really hard into that brightness. We'll light the candles one last time. We might bring out the glitter and sparkle. The trees are still lit. The decorations are still up. All this draws our attention. We can see light possibly streaming through the stained glass windows in our sanctuaries. And we should celebrate light. Light matters. The reality is that we've had a hard year. Many of us have lost people close to us. Some of us have lost jobs. Others have lost health care. The world has experienced war and violence, earthquakes and fires. Our churches as well have all undergone some pretty intense change, and there's more to come. In many ways, we are all experiencing a rupture of the known, and the future is a little bit unclear. Perhaps it feels like it dwells in the shadows. The thing about Epiphany is that it also invites us to remember something else about light. Light is only visible because of darkness. Not darkness as evil, not darkness as failure or as sin, but darkness as necessary. Darkness regulates our sleep and restores our bodies. Darkness that quiets our nervous system. Darkness that allows our creativity to emerge. It is worth noticing that the Magi didn't see the star in the middle of the day. They noticed it in the dark of night. They needed darkness in order to follow the light. John's gospel begins here in that same holy tension. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. Notice here what John does not say. He does not say that light erased the darkness. He doesn't say that the darkness disappeared. He says the light shines in the darkness. Both are present. And I believe that that matters right now to all of us as we stand on this threshold of the new year. So many of our New Year's messages, especially the ones I usually love, are about shedding and releasing and dissolving and wiping away. And at times, that is deeply healing. But this year, I wonder if Epiphany is asking something slightly different of us. What if this year it's not about erasing the past, but integrating it into the possibilities of what comes next? John tells us that the Word became flesh and dwelled among us. Dwelled, not floated above, not bypassed the mess, but instead entered into the complexity of human life. Light within darkness, not instead of it. Which brings me to this bowl that I have brought. I want you to take a look. Look at that bowl. It belongs to my daughter-in-law, Chloe. Chloe is an artist, and this bowl is a part of a set of 4, and a few months ago, it broke into pieces. Instead of throwing the bowl away, Chloe used her creativity to repair it, using the Japanese art of kintsugi. It doesn't look like the other 3 bowls anymore. The cracks aren't hidden. Instead, Chloe repaired the bowl with a lacquer mixed with gold. Now it has to be used a little bit differently. This bowl, unlike the others, can't go into the microwave, and she washes it by hand. But other than that, it is just as functional as the rest of the set, except that it is even more remarkable. The breaks are visible, and the breaks are beautiful. This bowl is not beautiful despite its brokenness. It is beautiful because of how the brokenness has been honored and integrated. And that feels like Epiphany wisdom for a new year. So often we want January to be a clean slate, as if the last year just vanishes and never happened. But the truth is that we don't arrive here unmarked. We arrive with stories in our bodies, with lessons that we've learned the hard way, with grief and joy, success and disappointment, clarity and confusion. And John's gospel tells us that God does not ask us to leave any of that behind in order to step into new life. The light comes into it. The word takes it on. The darkness of the past year, the exhaustion, the uncertainty, the losses, those things are not obstacles to new beginnings. They may actually be what allows us to notice the light more clearly, just like the Magi. So, however you mark the new year, whatever ritual you observe to think about the previous year and to name your hopes and goals for the new one, could we do this one with the intention of taking it all with us? All the lessons, all the successes, all the failures, all the learnings, all the bruises and bumps. All of this precious life we get to live is made all the more precious by each experience. Good and bad, light and dark, success and failure. This year, let's refuse to dissolve anything from the past year. Instead, let's learn from the darkness. Let's celebrate the light, and let's integrate it all into what we carry forward, both as individuals and as this community of faith. May this new year be shaped not by removal, but by holy repair. And may the light that shines in the darkness continue to reveal all the possibilities right through all of our cracks. May it be so. Amen.